Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Stop him! Stay out of the ground!
A Michigan State trooper just faced a judge. We'll tell you why he's now at the center of a criminal investigation. Plus, the Senate begins debate on this COVID relief bill after a marathon night. Find out where things stand for those $1,400 stimulus checks. And we're getting more information about this plot to kidnap the governor from the man planted by the FBI. The confidential informant is testifying in the case against the 3 men charged in that plot to determine if they will stand trial. Now, he's laid out never-before-heard details that involves grenades, a civil war, and killing politicians. Local 4's Grant Herms has been following all of the developments for us this morning from the hearing, and there were some bombshells in the testimony, Grant.
Yeah, some really critical details from that testimony today. This is the first time we've heard from the FBI's man on the inside. He said he was there every step of the way in both the plan to storm Michigan's capital last summer, as well as that plot to kidnap and kill the governor.
Known only as Dan, the informant was not shown on video in court to protect himself and his family, but the judge did allow his voice to be recorded. Dan, a veteran of the Iraq War who testified he suffered a traumatic brain injury during his tour, is also a postal worker. He says he was introduced to the Wolverine Watchman through a suggested page recommendation on Facebook. Dan said the group was convinced there was a coming civil war, and members frequently trained to attack law enforcement using assault rifles, vehicles, and explosives. At one point, Dan saying one of the men brought a grenade to the Operation Gridlock protest against COVID restrictions in the early weeks of the pandemic. He also told the court the 3 men charged, Pete Musico, Joseph Morrison, and Paul Ballar, helped lead the Watchmen and coordinated with other extremists to plot to storm the Capitol with the intent of shooting law enforcement and politicians. Dan saying he initially joined the group for the firearms training, but later went to police when more violent rhetoric started to be used.
I believe towards the end of our stay on wire is when politicians were being talked about. But just finding the address of the governor. There was times that people would want to know the address for the governor.
And Dan also gave a nearly minute-to-minute breakdown of what it was like to be inside the Capitol last spring. A lot of eerie similarities to what happened in D.C. on January 6th. He also had a breakdown of what led up to that plot to kidnap and kill the governor, including how they were hoping that it would set off a civil war. Everard will have more on that coming up tonight at 5 and 6. Back to you.
All right, Grant Herms reporting for us live this afternoon. We know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you for the update. New here at noon, a Michigan State trooper is now facing a felony assault charge after his own dash cam video revealed that he allowed his own canine partner to attack a driver for 4 minutes. Watch this.
Got him! Please, sir, my leg is so. He got me, sir. Please. Stay on him. Please, sir. Please.
And you hear that man begging for help. This all started after the driver, who was believed to be armed, tried to speed away and then crashed into a tree during a traffic stop in Lansing. Now, in the video, you are hearing that driver beg for mercy. MSP says the trooper's actions from the November incident are not up to the department's standards. So right now, he's on unpaid suspension pending the results of a criminal investigation. Starting today, Michigan is easing some of the state's coronavirus restrictions. Restaurants, bars, bowling alleys, theaters, retail businesses, and gyms can increase to 50% capacity. The indoor dining curfew has been extended to 11 p.m. Nursing home visitations, that can start up again as well, but you have to have a negative COVID test to be allowed inside. Now, these are new rules that will last until April 19th, and then things will be reassessed from there. Meanwhile, the Senate has ended an all-night session and began debate on President Biden's COVID relief bill. Here is a live look at what's happening on the Senate floor right now after lawmakers voted by the slimmest of margins to begin debate. It came after Senate clerks read the entire 628 pages of the bill, a process that, as you can imagine, lasted well into the overnight hours. Tracy Potts reports on that and encouraging news on the economy out today.
The new monthly jobs report is out. In the first full month of the Biden administration, the U.S. added 379,000 new jobs, 80% more than economists predicted. The unemployment rate remained steady at 6.2%. President Biden gets an update on the economy today and joins a roundtable supporting his American Rescue Plan. The government reports 18 million people are drawing unemployment checks as the Senate considers limiting who gets $1,400 direct payments.
Comfortable with having to limit the direct payment?
Yes.
The clerk will continue the reading.
Debate on the American Rescue Plan starts this morning after the clerk
20 U.S.C. 7544A23 and other related activities.
Read all 628 pages of the bill.
The vast majority of this has nothing to do with COVID relief.
State and local governments need assistance now to keep cops on the beat, to keep teachers, to keep firefighters employed.
Count me out for a $1.9 trillion spend fest unrelated to COVID.
Today, Democrats and Republicans offer amendments to add or take away from the plan.
I will be offering an amendment to raise the federal minimum wage from $7.25 an hour.
The president's plan is massively excessive. It needs to be cut back and focused where need is real.
The need is real, but lawmakers disagree on how to deal with it. One thing lawmakers do agree on, they don't want to talk this to death. They've agreed to limit debate today from 20 hours to 3. After that, they'll start offering those amendments or changes. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Thank you, Tracy. In an effort to get Detroiters vaccinated, hundreds of church members here in the city got the shot today, and this is all thanks to the Detroit Medical Center. 500 people from churches all around the city got their first dose of the Moderna vaccine at the DMC, and they came from Third New Hope Baptist Church, Oasis of Hope Christian Church, and more. Well, turning our attention now to the forecast, we have a cooler weekend ahead of us.
I call MDOC.
But after that, we're in for a warm-up. And as you heard, a lot of people are very excited about that, Brandon.
Yes, a brouhaha. Not happy about the cool air this morning. Let's try to warm things up. So we have plenty of sunshine on this finally Friday. Just a little bit of a struggle to get warm. 36 Ann Arbor, 35 at Metro, our official number there. 33 Mount Clemens, 33 in Howell. Look at these winds out of the northwest. 17-mile-an-hour wind in Flint. 16-mile-an-hour wind in at Metro Airport. So wind chills are 20s for the most part. We will see temps warm to about 40 degrees with a few more clouds up north and to our west. You can kind of see them streaming off of Lake Michigan, off of Lake Huron, but nothing problematic. Coming up, we're going to take a look at a gradual weekend warm-up, and then the numbers really take off. More March sunshine and the search for our first March storm. It's in sight, Evrod, ahead.
All right, we'll check in with you in just a little bit, Brandon. Thank you. Friends, family, and fellow firefighters say goodbye to a Madison Heights firefighter who passed away while on duty. They gathered at Grace Christian Church earlier this morning in Sterling Heights. Captain Jeff Brozich was a 20-year veteran of the department, and on Monday, firefighters found him unresponsive at the station when it was time to head out to a 911 call. They were able to determine that he suffered a heart attack. He's survived by a daughter, 2 stepchildren, and his wife, Lindsay, who serves as a Madison Heights police officer. Captain Brozich was 57 years old. A U.S. Navy ship is being renamed after an Oakland County man who was awarded the Marine Corps Medal of Honor. 90-year-old Robert Simonek is being honored for his actions during the Korean War. The Farmington Hills native was just 22 years old when he threw himself onto a grenade to absorb the blast and save his fellow soldiers, and he only suffered leg injuries. The USS Robert E. Simonek will perform a variety of missions, including launching helicopters and small boats, and it's scheduled to be completed in 2024. Well, at first, in the investigation into the deadly U.S. Capitol riots, a former Trump administration aide has been arrested in the siege. We'll tell you what we know about the case against him and his background. Plus, Pope Francis arrives in Iraq overnight for a historic trip as tensions in the country remain high. So we'll go to Baghdad for the increased security and his mission while he's there when we come back.